Hello, everyone. My name is Stefano Petrullo, and I am so happy to be here at the GI Investment Summit. Big fan of Gamesindustry.biz, and we discussed together what to talk about investment and PR working together. Before we start, we are very small agency based in the UK, based on people that have at very least 10 years experience in the industry. We have a small team of 5-6 people, lots of consultants, and we work across all the channels. The reason we are here today is to talk about the media landscape in 2021 and essentially help discoverability before you reach your funding round. So you're probably going to ask yourself why. And the reason why is when you arrive to ask money to find a new game, if I have to spend money and invest in your project, I would be more keen if I start saying LT wish list on Steam, for example. I start saying you have a communication plan in place, you didn't activate it, but you know what you're going to do. And also general coverage online or in print about your company or you, it's make me more confident that there is an appetite for the game. Now, most publishers know this stuff already, but it's always make a good impression if when you go and ask for marketing support or for development money, you showcase that you have an eye on the big picture. So what is working today is the big question. As you see, there is all different channels that you can use in communication. And what is important more than anything today, that you don't work in silos. You work in an integrated way to support your business. This is meaning do as much as you can to showcase your game or to talk about your game with media, content creator, your community, and your own social media. Now, there is a part about paid media, which is we're not going to cover today, which is traditional advertising, Facebook promoted post and tweet. But what is important is the first message, be aware that you need to communicate a lot with an agency, by yourself, or asking your publisher to support, but it needs to be integrated and across all the channels. This is an amazing question I always have when we discussed about I want media, I want Eurogamer cover my game. I want PewDiePie cover my game. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So the idea here, this slide is very important. There is nothing such media versus content creator. Whoever think that media are the only way or content creator are the only way, lack a fundamental bit of knowledge, which is basically we live in the same big ecosystem of content. Media, content creator, social media, TV, advertising is all the same. So this is very important message. You don't do everything with media. You don't do everything with content creator only. You work with both in the way that your game is suitable for. For example, a point-and-click adventure game is not necessarily perfect for content creator, but if he's going a strong story, will be fantastic with traditional media or mainstream media. So where are we going from here? How are we going to do all this stuff, right? So we talk about how media and content creator need to work together. Now we're going to talk about how we can do this. And again, it's 3 steps that you can prepare. Plan very early, and we're going to show more or less why. Execute towards all the channel and evaluate what's happening. Sometime happen and you start communicating your game or announcing your game before getting any funding, and you end up having an amazing piece on Kotaku and nothing else, or an amazing piece on a mainstream media, but there is no specialty. So plan very early what you can say with all the different channels, and then you can start seeing how things are progressing. Think about every time you go and say something about yourself, your game, and your company, you are essentially doing a mini campaign. So, which media? I want to give you an idea about how media are working today, which is probably the most important things about this very short presentation. Is you got the tier one media, you got the IGN, GameSpot, Eurogame, and those are the three big guys in multi-format globally. They cover AAA, they cover established developers, and they love exclusive. And yes, if they like your game and if you have a heritage, they're gonna cover it, and they reach masses. The attention I would like to pose to you is on tier two today, because what we're seeing, while these people have a lower traffic, they have a massive high engagement, and they tend to cover more and more and more. Website like, thegamer.com, website like Six Axis, there is a universe of media that we can potentially call tier two, but they actually are super effective and super helpful, and have less pressure from everyone going to tier one. So everyone going to tier one, and you end up fighting with AAA. With tier two, it's a bit easier. They have very good numbers, and personally, I don't make a distinction tier one, tier two when I run a campaign, because I think they are both really valid. But for you, it's more like if you move your first step, it would be good to know who work best. Then you got the mainstream media. The mainstream media has got a huge reach, but low conversion rate, because the mainstream, like for example, The Sun, your article is going to be read by loads of people, but how many people are into games and in which games they are, and then if they're interested in your particular genre is debatable. So mainstream is good one shot at launch or an announcement sometime, but at launch I would go to mainstream. And then you got the verticals. What are the verticals media? The verticals media are the music magazine, the racing magazine, everything that is not purely focused on gaming. But if your game has something that can be tackled, you have a small reach there in terms of gamer, but based on the assumption that today everyone play games, it's not like 20 years ago when I was young, but based on the assumption that everyone is a gamer today, and there is research that everywhere that it's proving this it's quite rightly so, that everyone play on some sort of platform today, then the potential of verticals is really, really, really high. So if I am if I like racing, I'm likely to have probably a PlayStation 4 or a PC or an Xbox or a Switch, and more importantly, I'm gonna read on a racing magazine about cars. If I see a review of a racing game there, I'm more likely to be activated. So I'll launch these people, they already know the genre, they are already a gamer, they believe in the credibility of a publication like Top Gear saying these games are perfect for you. Moving on the content creator, that's a slightly different but similar approach. There is a lot of things about content creator. This assumption about you need to have a lot of subs, but no one look at engagement, right? So what is important in the content creator, which is they call influencers. I don't like the term influencers. I rather like content creator. They are absolutely important, fantastic, and they help you a lot to complement what media cannot do. So let's start with the micro influencers. It's all depending on your goal, essentially. If your goal is conversion, selling copy of the games, you go to what they call it micro influencers. So from between 1,000 and 100,000 subs, these are people that have a definite one-to-one relation with their community. They they suggest a game is like a little, a little club of people that play a particular genre, or they are actually kind of friends with each other. Then we're going to move to the macro influencers, when are people that go from 100,000 to 1 million subs. And this is very, if your goal is awareness, this is good for, you want your game to be seen, talked about, reaching and wider the audience. What does it mean in practical terms? You're going to have a very lower conversion rate, but definitely more awareness. Now, you remember when I said that content creator and media help is the same ecosystem. So it's up and often that media look at content creator and content creator look at media to see what they discuss, they talk. Because at the end of the day, they want to generate traffic. For them, traffic generate money. For you, traffic generates sales. Again, it's a business and it's working this way. Last chunk of content creator is the mega influencers, which is the one that's got a 1 million and plus subs. They got a huge reach. The conversion rate, of course, is often very low, because in that case, their audience follow the creator more than the game. So what I mean with this is that you need to set up your goal. What is your goal to achieve? And then pick up the right content creator during your campaign, pre-funding, or during the general campaign. What is important is, my message here is work with everyone as early as possible to make sure you have enough awareness for your game. They're gonna help a potential investors. In general, what you need to do is go-to-market comms planning, and you probably not be able to do at the beginning, but earned PR campaign planning, which is the general comms planning. So the two earned PR and paid organic influencers planning. Those are the two things we want to discuss today. We discussed today very briefly. The rest is all stuff that gravitates around. And again, going to an investor, we say, look, we want you to provide those services. That's going to be good if he's a publisher. If he's a pure investor, then you can go to the investor and say, I need these services, and this is my idea. Again, you go there knowing what you need. I think it's helped a lot a potential feedback. So, and a potential investor and a potential positive feedback. So your plan should look like something like that. Now, this is just a fake plan created with bits and bobs on different one. But again, I spoke a lot with first parties, and we represent indie sometime. And when sometimes we sit down with those first parties, or with potential publishers, we say, okay, well, Stefano represents us, Renaissance represents us, and he create this plan. Say, look, this is what we think is going to work. This is what we think we're going to achieve. So you see in the top green color, you can see the milestone, the development milestone. Then we're going to discuss about the assets, the number of trailer. Giving them an idea is better than not giving any clue, especially with someone need to invest money. And my wife keeps saying I'm very tight, and I am very tight. This is why when we create plans and when we try to help people to get a comms plan together, we want to make sure that they know exactly what is the picture and how things working. So if you have something like that, it's probably gonna help you with your pitch, which is a different thing. So the pitch is one thing, but this is more like a comms plan that you want to add to the pitch. What is the goal? Inevitably, and at the end of the day, the goal is increase the wish list, because we are a business, and we are in the comms business to make sure that as communication agency, we can help you to get as many traffic to your Steam page, or as many pre-order, or as many visibility to create momentum about your game. I'm aware I talk a lot and very quickly, with also this funny Italian accent, but I hope I managed to give you an idea of how the media landscape is today, how it's important to get in front of media and in front of content creator as early as possible to start building your image, building your reputation, that can lead to a more easy round of funding for your game, for your company, or in general, for let people know who you are. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this little short presentation.